This is my on-the-go studio and has everything that I need for filming on the go. The bag is by Start RC. So first off, we've got the Insta360 X5 fast charger with the micro SD cards tucked in there if I need extras of that. This is a great little thing to have in the kit. Then we have a running belt, which is actually a new addition. They have these two buttons here for a heart rate monitor, but it actually fits perfectly for the Insta360 Go Ultra hat clip. So this guy just slides right in there. I'm going to do some videos with this later, but I'm very excited about this and using it on the runs and everything for when I'm out and about. I prefer this over the necklace, which is actually right here, tucked away. So I do have this, but I don't know if I'm going to keep that in there or not. I haven't decided yet, just because now that I have the chest strap, it's kind of doing all of that for me. Underneath that, we have the DJI Pocket 3 and the BRDRC cover, which is absolutely incredible. This whole thing pops off, and you can see we've got the newer filters right there. These are variable ND filters. So those guys are pretty nice. And then we pop this thing off if you wanted to. That's how that's connecting right there. So I really like the way they designed that. It all fits together smoothly. Then under here we have the wide angle lens and then another little filter right there, a CPL by Neewer. So I've been very happy with this whole little bit of kit when I'm running around. And then we have the extra little tripod right here. So I don't carry a battery thing for the DJI Pocket 3 in this case anymore because I have this guy, and if I ever need to, I can just plug this into there and give myself a little boost. And because the X5 batteries are so good, I never have to worry about it. I did just drop out my SD cards though, so you got to make sure you leave this thing all the way tucked in up there. And then this guy, there we go. So that is something I have noticed, is you can get those out if this isn't quite all the way locked in. Would have liked to see that a little bit higher up, but it is what it is. So underneath that, we've got this one little pouch right here, which is super cool. This guy is just for my writing utensils and little toolkits. So we've got a Sharpie pen right here. I absolutely love these pens. This is a black pen, but it's a white thing, just makes it easier to find. And then we have a fine tip Sharpie. You never know when you're going to need something to write with like that. Underneath that, we've got a new addition as well, which are these wind muffs for the Go Ultra. I'll show you that again in a second. And then we have this little kit right here, little tool bit kit that's going to give you basically everything you would need for all the little tech stuff that we do. And this guy just slides right back in here like this, drop that guy onto there, and now we're ready to go. So I like having that there just because you never know when you're going to need something small like this when you're out running around, although it is not a common necessity. And that's everything that I have in here except for a little extra foul cam right there. So pretty good stuff, very simple. Now I have all of that right there. This guy just tucks right in here and boom. So we have all our writing utensils. This case actually has some crazy amount of pockets. Underneath here we've got more pockets. Oh, just found another, that's a little tightener if I need it. So that guy just lives right there, and then this actually pocket is empty. But you can see they've given us so much to work with here for dividers. You've got some compression stuff right here, and then I have these two guys, which are the hat clips for the Lark system, but I really like using them just in general for whether it's the Mic 3 or the Lark A1. It's a nice little thing, so I just keep these guys tucked in right there, and then I do have the Insta360 one for the Insta360, but obviously they all work for all of them, so there's that. We'll go ahead and drop this guy right back in there, slide that over. And this is really easy to keep organized. I like that part about this whole thing. So then under here we've got some 3x5 cards just for taking notes or anything if I need to grab a couple of notes to write stuff down. And then I have the magnet necklace, which I use pretty regularly. This is the Insta360 one with a Lark M2 magnet on there. I just keep that all together. And this guy just sits right in there for now. And then underneath this, we have, this is actually a lockpicking kit. So you can see James Bond. Not something I use regularly, but it actually has come in handy for a few little things. I'm not trying to break into anywhere. It's more just like some of the stuff that I've needed to get into before. So family stuff. These are all Rycoat stickies. This is what I use to stick a mic to my chest if I need to. So that's what that is. And those guys are just right there, or stick a mic anywhere. I really like having those things around. So that is all that stuff. And then if we go to the next pouch, it's actually so crazy. This little pouch, it's a little bit smaller than the other two, but I keep a USB-C cable in there just in case if you ever need one. And then we've got these guys, which are actually stickies to clean the speakers, the microphone, sorry, on the X5. That's what they're made for. That's what these stickies are for. So I just leave those in there. I actually could just put these, we're going to move these over to this one now that I think about it. That's a nice little place to move those. And then I think that's pretty much everything in here. We've got this little guy. This is an extra battery door. This is for the X4. It's not something I use regularly. That's actually supposed to be in the zipper pouch, so we'll fix that in just a second. And that's all good. And then I do have some extra lenses for the Pocket 3 right here. This is a macro, or no, sorry, this is the, it's by K&F Concept, but this is the macro. It's a 20 to 40 macro lens for the Pocket 3, so that's really nice. I also have this one. I believe this is my anamorphic lens. Let's see, nope, this is the wide angle. So I carry an extra wide angle from K&F Concepts, and then it's the anamorphic lens right here, this little guy, for the Pocket 3. So just for some unique shots, if I ever want to grab those while I'm out and about, that's a nice little anamorphic lens from K&F Concepts. And then I actually have even more ND filters here, but these are not variable. So this is 32, 8, and 128. 32, 8, and 128, and these guys just live right there. So I almost never use those, but they are there if I need them. I'm actually going to drop this little guy over here for now, and then that's good. So that's everything that's in that little bit, and then we're going to grab this guy. This is the Insta360 Mic Air. Just lives right there, pretty simply. And I also keep my Canon remote in here, and that's some extra stickies. They just kind of float around. And this is really nice. I use this for the Canon R50, but I don't use that very often, so I don't know if I actually need to keep that in there anymore. It's just there for emergencies, I guess, in case I am out and about and I've forgotten to grab that. These guys, the little dead cats for the Mic 3s, pretty crazy, all the stuff that fits in this bag, and I already showed you that thing. Then we get to the Go Ultra and the Mic 3. So a couple of quick things here. There is actually more straps right here, just bungee straps. And then in this pouch, I have another necklace as a backup, redundancy here, with a magnet on it. So this is the Hollyland necklace. And, oh, there we go. I also have an extra SD card. This is a, what is this one? I don't even remember, 32 gigabyte SD card. So I'm actually going to move that one over to here now. And there we go. So now we got that. And that's actually my entire kit. The Go Ultra has the little wind muff on it right there, and that guy can just pop up if you want it to. You just peel off the Velcro. And the stickies are not doing as great as I would like, but it works for now. So that's what we have going on. That guy just drops right there. You know how that works. So that's the Go Ultra. And then we have the Mic 3s, which are incredible, and I'm really enjoying that. This allowed me to basically remove the Mic 2 from my kit and the Lark system from my kit, which I was using originally, because I just really like, or the Mic Mini, sorry. This just kind of solves a bunch of stuff for me, so I'm happy with that. And then we have the X5. So that is the entire kit. Everything fits in really neatly, and again, I could probably get rid of this and the Canon thing, so I might do that in the future. I just need to make sure that this guy is not taking up too much space there. USB-C cable drops right back into the middle section. Oh, I forgot. There's one more thing in here. Yeah, these guys are the little faces for the stickies. And there's, oh my goodness, wow, I totally forgot. I have a little USB-C thing in here. I've got some more battery doors in there for the X5. And then we have these other white Ryko, or these other stickies, plus a little card reader. Oh my goodness, man, I totally forgot I had all of that stuff in there. That's crazy. Yeah, so those are the battery doors. That's where that other battery door was supposed to be. But we'll just leave it alone for now. So those guys go there, and then this all drops down in here. And if you needed, a zipper pouch for whatever, then you have it. One thing I do like about this little USB-C is it can pop off. So that's why it's like that, is you could just leave this tucked into something, and then you have this. Unfortunately, this does not pass through audio. So if you're wondering, I tried that with the Go Ultra, and it did not work. So this thing goes right there. And then I don't typically leave the hat clip on there, but I guess I could do that for now. We'll maybe try that out and see how this goes. And that is going to be the entire kit. And this is my on-the-go studio. Just got to make sure that the X5 is tilted that way. This thing you just kind of have to squish a little bit. Yeah, I think that actually impacted the ability of this part to fold in. So we're going to take that out. Yep, that was affecting that. And this space just goes over there. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little tight. I think I misaligned some things this time, but that's how that works. And I have everything that I need in one little on-the-go studio. So if you're someone that is wondering how much you can fit in a little bag like this, that is how much you can fit. And it's pretty incredible. I hope this video helped you, that you enjoyed seeing it, and learned a little bit about what I carry around when I'm running around. And I use pretty much all this stuff regularly, except for maybe some of those lenses. So hope this helped you. Remember, let's rise with the tide, and I'll see you on the flip side.